Hey guys, my name is Grace, and today I'm going to be trying out some of Kawaii Sweet World's edible cookie dough recipes. So if you like the video, be sure and give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. Also, if you don't know Kawaii Sweet World already, they are a channel here on YouTube, and you should definitely go check them out. I love watching their videos. And with all of that being said, let's get into the video. So for this first recipe, I'm going to be trying out the chocolate chip cookie dough. So the first thing you want to do is put half of a cup of flour in a bowl. And we're actually going to heat treat this flour because just eating raw flour can actually make you sick. So to do this, you're going to want to put this in the microwave at 15-second intervals until you've heated it for about a minute and 45 seconds. And between each 15-second interval, you're going to want to stir the flour. In Kawaii Sweet World's video, she says that you can heat the flour just until it reaches about 160 degrees Fahrenheit, but I didn't know what thermometer to use for the flour, and I also read that you can heat it for about a minute and 15 seconds and not worry about getting sick. So I heated mine for about a minute and 45 seconds, and I never got sick, so you should be fine just doing that. But you do want to be sure that you stir the flour in between each 15-second interval. As far as the recipe goes, you can look at Kawaii Sweet World's videos and see them there. I will also tell you the ingredients and the measurements in this video, and also I can put them in the description if you guys like. So after your flour has been heat treated, you want to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt into that mixture, and then mix it together and set it aside. Then you want to add 1/2 of a stick of room temperature butter, and then to that you want to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of white sugar, also 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of milk. You want to do all of that in a separate bowl and then mix it together. Finally, you want to add your dry ingredients into your wet and start to mix, but before you mix them all the way through, you want to add 1/4 of a cup of chocolate chips, and I also added in some rainbow sprinkles just because I love sprinkles, and then you want to fully mix that in. Then I just put my cookie dough in a Tupperware container and labeled it rainbow chocolate because of the rainbow sprinkles and the chocolate chips. Then to store the cookie dough after you put it in a Tupperware container, you want to pop that in the fridge, but it does get pretty hard in there, so a few minutes before you want to eat your cookie dough, you should probably take it out of the fridge. You can also probably freeze it, but you just want to make sure it's in a sealed Tupperware container. So next, I'm going to be trying out Kawaii Sweet World's sugar cookie dough. So the only difference from the first cookie dough is instead of adding 3 tablespoons of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of white sugar, you're not going to add any brown sugar at all, and instead of 3 tablespoons of white sugar, you add 5 tablespoons of white sugar. And for this cookie dough, I'm going to be splitting it into 3 different parts. For the first part, I kept the color plain and then I added some sprinkles. For the second part of cookie dough, I added some red food coloring to turn it into pink, and then I added some more sprinkles. And finally, I added some red and some blue to the last part to turn the cookie dough purple, and then I added some more sprinkles. Then, to make this look cute in the Tupperware container, I put little bits of pink, purple, and white sugar cookie dough all over the container so it would be swirled, and then I took a toothpick and swirled them all together and patted it down with a spatula. And I ended up naming this cookie dough Rainbow Sugar. So for this last test, I'm going to be trying out Kawaii Sweet World's Snickerdoodle cookie dough. The wet ingredients for this cookie dough are the same as the first recipe, but the dry ingredients are a little bit different. So to the dry ingredients for this recipe, you're going to want to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I actually modified this recipe a little bit and added 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I also sprinkled in a little bit of pumpkin pie spice, ginger, and nutmeg. You don't have to do this, but I think it tastes really good. It wasn't in Kawaii Sweet World's original recipe, but I would definitely recommend trying it out. Finally, you want to fold your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients, and the cookie dough is done. I think it tastes really good, especially with the added spices. And I will say that I added a little bit of milk to mine once it was fully combined. And I don't really know why I did that, but it's definitely not needed. I think it made the cookie dough even softer than it already is. And Kawaii Sweet World did not do that in her video, so I would definitely not recommend doing that. Overall, these cookie doughs were super delicious and also super fun to make. and I will leave the 2 videos where I found the recipes in the description below. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys next time.